Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, my name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and today we're looking at another custom variations guide, this time for Lord Raiden, the Thunder God. So, again, if you're enjoying this series, make sure you like and subscribe. Stick around because we're going to look at some cool stuff with Raiden. So let's get right into the first variation that we have here for our boy. So I kind of want to start off with a little disclaimer saying, I honestly don't think that you can really make a custom variation that is as competitively good as Raiden and Thunderwave. I think Raiden and Thunderwave are already pretty much as good as you can get with Raiden, but I do think there's some cool stuff that you can make that can kind of be a little different and can throw your opponents off. You know, there's a couple of cool moves that you can get. These custom variations are not bad by any means. I just do have to say, if I'm honest, I think Raiden and Thunderwave are probably the better options for Raiden if you're really just worried about winning. But you can win with these for sure, and they're a lot of fun. So let's look at this first variation. For this one, we've got this move called Lightning Rod. And you see, Raiden actually places the staff into the ground. You can call it back by pressing down, down, 4. But it's down, back, 4. You can place it close like that by holding back. You can place it medium, or you can place it far. It's all the way behind Shao Kahn, you see there. And what this little ability does is Raiden will place this staff and it will act as a lightning rod. So normally he has this projectile, it's a high, and you can jump over it, right? Or you can duck under it. But if you have a lightning rod out, the opponent will get hit by it anyway, as long as you hold down 1 whenever you throw the lightning bolt out. So you'll see he actually gets hit twice there. It's because he's getting hit once by the normal projectile, as long as he's close enough to the staff. He's getting hit by the projectile, but he's also getting hit by it coming off of the lightning rod. So if he's jumping, it'll hit him, or if he's crouching, it'll hit him. So that's a cool little move that you can use to kind of help zone with Raiden a little bit. They can't really jump over. You know, you can put the lightning rod in between the two of you, so then if they're trying to advance at all, you can really kind of annoy them with that. You can place it close to you as well. I don't have a whole lot of reason. I think if you have the lightning storm ability, you can use it with that as well, but we don't on this variation. So, but then also, you can use it to hit them if they're trying to jump over it, or if they're just trying to duck you from long range, they're not going to be able to as well. So that's the first little move that we have on this variation. So another move that we have equipped on this variation is Rolling Thunder. And you see he creates this little lightning storm cloud that goes by, and it actually does a pretty decent amount of damage in total. So you see it hit him 7 times, that's 70 damage, or 7%. And so you can throw this out after as like a combo ender, as like a reset into getting some kind of damage over time and into more pressure. You know, if you throw it out and then you want to, you know, pressure with 1-1 or whatever, they're going to get hit by that extra damage as they stand in it, and you're going to be able to apply some pressure and get some extra damage. So pretty cool little move, honestly. Oops. I think that it's pretty neat, and it can really add up the damage. You can get a pretty extra solid amount of damage off of combos if they're in the little rolling thundercloud while you're doing the combos. And also, again, it can just be kind of a harassment tool. So again, you can throw it out. If you got your lightning rod out, then you know you're using this, and basically the damage, the little chip and the little harassment damage here and there really starts to add up. And then finally, we of course have Storm Cell, which is this move. Now, a thing that you want to make sure you understand about this move is the final hit of this move, the third, it hits 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The final hit is a high, if you notice on the hit data up there on the top right. And so you want to be careful just throwing this out in block strings. I do it all the time as a Baraka player. punish Raidens who are trying to do this sort of thing. If they go into, you know, and they try to just kind of scrub me like that, you can actually duck that third hit and get a down 2 crushing blow. So just be careful with that. But that said, this is probably Raiden's best combo extender, so I'm actually going to be running it on just about everything that we look at today, because I just think it's really good and I like having it. And I think Thunder Wave is a really good variation, and it uses this move. You do lose the Spark Port, which I think is also really good, which is why Thunder Wave is a good variation in the first place. But you know, adding other things to Storm Cell I think is pretty useful. So anyway, let's move on to the second variation. Okay, now before we get into our second variation, I just want to remind you once again to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. We have more character guides coming, and I'm also going to be posting a sort of like an MK11 masterclass for new players coming up in the new year. So you want to stay tuned for that. Also, go ahead and go follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be back to streaming this game in the coming weeks. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the second variation. Again, we have kept Storm Cell. I told you we're going to be keeping that around, but we have also added a couple of additional moves. So with this variation, basically what we've done is we've combined Raiden and Thunder Wave. So Thunder Wave is where the Storm Cell comes from, but then we've also added 2 moves from Raiden, one of which is the Electric Burst. And there's a lot of safety in this, so you want to use it in like block strings and things like that. But you can, you know, say do back 2 or back 1-2 into it. And you see down in the frame data below, it says -10, but look at the space. So that's the big indicator there. You're going to be safe by and large all the time if you use this as like as a block string. You can use it. Oops. You got to use the right one. You know, that pushes you back enough to where you are safe from most things that are going to try to punish you. -10, you're not really pushed back enough there, so you want to use it after correct strings. But it just has a good amount of pushback. It's good at keeping you safe, and it also is just a good combo ender. So it does pretty decent damage. If you're in the corner and you want to do some combos, you can end them with that move, and you will be able to stay, you'll be able to do some good damage. And if they block, then you've got a good block string ender that will keep you safe for the most part. And the third move we have on this variation is, again, it's another move from Raiden. And basically what this one does is it gives you this little glow. It's called Quick Charge. And what this does is when you're blocking with Raiden, you'll actually take decreased chip damage. But after you've blocked 3 attacks, you get a little discharge special that is actually the fastest special attack in the game and can punish things that are normally safe on block. So let's give you an example here. So you see, I have Cetrion here doing her, I think it's forward 1-3-2 string, and it says -11, but again, it's one of those situations where it's hard to punish because it leaves you so far pushed away. And so see, if I try to punish with most of my moves, that's not a punish. That was a reversal, but it didn't punish. Same, no punish. No punish. You know, no punish. So what we can do is we can instead use this move, 1, 2, 3 block moves. That's a punish. You see how that works? Because the move comes out so fast, it punishes things that are otherwise difficult or even impossible to punish. Pretty good. Not bad. So overall, this just kind of gives you the best of both worlds from Raiden's 2 really good custom competitive variations, rather. You get the cool combos from Spark or from Thunder Wave. You get the interesting stuff that you normally get with Raiden, the stuff that kind of helps you zone a little bit and kind of helps you be safe and defensive with these 2 moves as well. So pretty cool variation overall. You want to make sure you get in there and practice your Raiden combos because we are going to be using a lot of them. You don't want to drop them like that. Alright, for the third variation of this video, we have added a few more moves, and of course we're keeping the Storm Cell like we have been, but we're also adding this move called Lightning Storm, and what it is kind of a stance move in which Raiden floats up into the air, and you have a few different options with this move. So you can use a downward projectile by pressing 1 while you're in this move, while you're in this stance. You can do a forward projectile, oops, by pressing 2. You can do an overhead kick by pressing 3. You see that says overhead, so it's sort of like a jump. You can cancel it by just hitting 4. Costs no bar to cancel. And if you press back right as you activate it, you'll actually do a really slower version. So just kind of an extra option there. I'm not sold on this ability, to be honest with you. I think I probably would be tempted to just switch this one out for probably for quick charge again. But I think it gives you some interesting options, and you can actually combo off of it. If you amplify it, you see he shoots out these little lightning bolts. That will actually let you combo into the overhead. So just a quick little example of what that looks like. So just kind of gives you another option in that regard as well. And of course you can combo into this move as well. So it's kind of just a stance that gives you some extra options with Raiden as well. But so another move that I wanted to take a look at is his Super Bolt, which is like his Superman punch looking thing. It does replace his flying move, the little iconic Raiden flying move. And an interesting thing that they added to this is that you can now charge it and make it safe on block. So you see, normally it's minus 17, very punishable. But if you charge it, it's minus 7. You can do it close up, it's minus 7. If you're way back here, whoops, it's minus 7. So this move is really cool because it kind of, it's a way for Raiden to kind of brute force his way in. If you're fighting somebody who's zoning or something like that, it'll also go over a lot of low attacks. So for instance, it'll go over, say, Noob Saibot's his shadow slide. It'll go over it, and then you'll actually get a crushing blow. You get a crushing blow if you amplify it, and it is a counter or a punish, so you'll get that crushing blow. And that's just really nice juicy damage that you can get for kind of anti-zoning, counter-zoning, really getting in there and kind of brute forcing your way in. But in addition to that, fully charged, it's a combo starter as well. And then of course, if you end with the back two like that, then you're in prime position to get, you know, a nice little crushing blow into an additional combo. So pretty good stuff. I like this move a lot. I think it's pretty cool. Aesthetically, it looks cool. It's a good way, like I said, to brute force your way in. And now you can make it safe by charging it fully, and then you can get further combos in the corner by doing so. So overall, I think that's just pretty cool. I dropped it there, but pretty cool ability. So again, I'm not sold on this whole nonsense. I think that it could potentially be good. Hey, Shank, turn around, buddy. Okay. He was distracted there, I guess. But anyway, so really I think still the best probably is the combination of where you get the Storm Cell and the Electric Burst and the Quick Charge, which again is just basically Raiden and Thunder Wave put together. That's a really good combination in my opinion. You can also just play Thunder Wave or just play Raiden. But there's a couple of things you can kind of play around with Raiden. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this one. I hope you have a great one and stay blessed.